Hi there. This is Afro Perspectives. Pope Francis has just been buried. His mortal remains were carried through the city of Rome to the Basilica of Saint Mary Major, where he was laid to rest near the icon of Mary Salis Populi Romani. Over 150,000 people lined the streets of Rome to bid farewell to Pope Francis. So what happens next? A papal conclave is expected to be held in May 2025 to elect a new pope to succeed Pope Francis. The papal conclave is expected to begin its work sometime between the 6th of and the 12th of May 2025, which is exactly at least 2 weeks to 20 days after Pope Francis' death. It will be held in the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican City. The period from the 21st of April until the Pope is elected is known as the sede vacante, which literally means a vacant seat when the papal office is unoccupied. A senior cardinal who is known as a Camerlengo and who is currently Cardinal Kevin Farrell from Ireland, has now the responsibility of running the Vatican's affairs. He had the responsibility of certifying Pope Francis' death on the 21st of April 2025. Cardinal Farrell is now in charge of the Vatican's finances, its administrative affairs, and also serves as the president of the Vatican's Supreme Court. However, unlike an elected pope, a Camerlengo does not have the authority to alter church doctrine or make significant decisions. This year's papal conclave is significant as this is the first time there is a leading front-runner from Africa to be elected the next pope. The Pope is head of the world's 1.3 billion Catholics and also serves as head of the Vatican City, which is considered the smallest independent country in the world. Of the front-runners, the leading candidate is Ghana's Peter Turkson, the former head of the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace. He is 76 years old and is an advocate on Africans accessing healthcare, and he described healthcare as a human right for every human person, not just the privileged few. The other leading candidate is the Democratic Republic of Congo's Fridolin Ambongo, Archbishop of Kinshasa. He is 65 years old and is a passionate promoter of social justice who fearlessly engages in politics on behalf of the poor and the voiceless. He has openly clashed with the government of President Tshisekedi in his native of the Democratic Republic of Congo, especially his handling of the security situation in the DRC's east. Then there is the Ivory Coast's Cardinal Ignace Bezi Dogbo, who is the youngest of the candidates at the age of 63. He is known for his views on seeking justice for the marginalized and advocates for fair trade policies and better economic opportunities for young people in Africa as a means of preventing emigration and potential conflict. So how is the Pope elected? How does the voting works? I will briefly describe how the Pope has been elected in the past. Of the 135 cardinals eligible to vote in the conclave, a total of 108 were appointed by Pope Francis. This group is notably more diverse than previous electors, with a higher representation from Asia, Africa, and Latin America, reflecting Pope Francis' goal of mirroring the Church's global reach. So in order for a candidate to be elected, he must receive 2/3 of the vote to be elected. There are currently, like I've said above, 135 cardinals eligible to select the next pope. Cardinals should be under the age of 80, and they gather in Rome's Sistine Chapel, and they take an oath of secrecy about the proceedings. Cardinals vote in secret. After each vote, the ballots are burned. Then black smoke signals that no pope has been elected, while white smoke signals that a pope has been chosen. Once a candidate has received enough votes, they are asked if they accept the role of the pope. If they say accepto, then they choose a new papal name. The new pope is then announced to the world with the words Habemus Papam, which literally means we have a new pope. The new pope gives his first blessing from the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. So what is the significance of a pope from Africa? Africa is of the world's 1.3 billion Catholics. The majority are in the so-called global south, in America, Asia, and particularly in Africa. A pope from Africa would reflect this shift and the growing importance of the continent in the church's future. For centuries, the papacy has been largely Eurocentric, in the sense that the popes have been elected, they were mostly from Europe or clerics of European origin. And it has also been with a strong historical and cultural connection to Europe. An African pope would represent a move away from this tradition and towards a more inclusive and global representation of the church's leadership. While there have only been at least 3 pontiffs from Africa, the last one, Pope Gelasius I, died more than 1,500 years ago. So it is now Africa's turn to get the next pope. This is more than fitting. Africa is experienced the fastest growth in the Catholic Church globally, with more than half of the world's Catholic population increase occurring in Africa. An African pope would acknowledge and celebrate this growth, highlighting the importance of the continent of Africa within the church. Africa faces a variety of challenges, including poverty, conflict, and potential instability. Some believe that an African pope would provide spiritual leadership and guidance to address these issues, offering a perspective grounded in the experiences of the continent. And the three candidates, which are, like I've said above, they are Peter Turkson, then Fridolin Ambongo, and the other candidate from the Ivory Coast, Ignace Bessi Dogbo. Each of these, they stand a great chance of actually succeeding Pope Francis if they were chosen by the group of cardinals who is selecting the Pope. So what do you think? If you think an African Pope would represent a historical opportunity to at least represent African Catholics, please let me know in the box below. Thank you. Bye.